Welcome to Trekking Wild. Today is July 26, 2025, and we are back in Glacier National Park, this time in the Two Medicine area, hiking the Cobalt Lake. Today's hike starts on the South Shore Trail and covers 11.1 miles round trip with 1,574 feet of elevation gain. Along the way, we'll take a short side trip to Rockwell Falls before continuing on toward Cobalt Lake. After the falls, the trail really starts to climb, gaining over 1,200 feet in the final 2 miles up to the lake. That's the plan for today. Let's go hiking. All right, we're hiking along on the South Shore Trail. This is one of two trails that goes around Two Medicine Lake. We just passed the Paradise Point turnoff. That's a short, popular hike to do on this trail. We'll also be passing the junction for Astor Park, another popular hike. But we're going to be going past all those, working our way to Cobalt Lake. Really busy here right now. If you want to avoid the crowds, I recommend early morning or later in the afternoon, early evening. But yeah, kind of busy. We came during probably the busiest time of the day. So we're here, I think it's about 1:30 right now. So still pretty crowded. But usually after 3 o'clock into 4, crowds really start to die off. A lot of people take the boat in order to cut off miles. And I think the last boat ride's at 4:30. So when the boat rides stop running, that eliminates a lot of people also. So we're 0.8 of a mile in. Let's keep on hiking. I'll check back in with you a little bit. How you doing, Moose? Yeah, I don't know if it came through on the camera, but there's a big bull moose just off trail feeding. So that's always exciting to see. Hello. All right, just went over the swing bridge. It's one person at a time load limit, and hopefully the camera wasn't too shaky because it got swinging pretty good once you got to the middle. So just trying to hold the camera steady. We should be coming up on Rockwell Falls. That is going to be our first stop before we get to Cobalt Lake. So that shouldn't be too much further ahead. We'll stop off, check the falls out, and then we'll head up to Cobalt Lake. All right, just wrapped up at Rockwell Falls. Pretty nice waterfall, and you get nice and close. So well worth this little side trail. It's not much of a side trail, but probably, I don't know, less than a tenth of a mile, and no elevation gain. So just walk on over to the falls. Well worth the little side trip. All right, now we're gonna head up to Cobalt Lake, and this is where the climbing begins. All right, we started the trek up to Cobalt Lake from Rockwell Falls. This is where the bulk of the elevation gain is on this trail, but I had to stop and show you this view behind me. This is just stunning, looking back into the valley of where we've hiked so far. Just absolutely beautiful. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but a lot of scenery on this trail. Two Medicine, one of my favorite areas to hike in the park. And it's exciting to be hiking new trail in the Two Medicine area. So, all right, we'll keep climbing and work our way up to the lake.
Hiking this trail at the end of July felt like the perfect time to be here. The trail is fully green, water's flowing down from the surrounding peaks and from the lake above, and wildflowers are everywhere. It's one of those hikes where the scenery just keeps delivering the entire way.
Hello. All right, made it to Cobalt Lake. It's about 5 o'clock. Not a whole lot of people up here. There's like one other group. I think they're camping. Don't expect to see too many people on the hike out, but really nice lake, kind of your typical glacier lake in this area of the park. You got the red rock shore, turquoise green water, crystal clear water, and cold water. The last 2 miles of the hike, most of the elevation gains in that section, so it was a grind getting up here, but made it no problem. And then just kind of hung out at the lake for a little while, and now I'm packed up and I'm ready to get going, but wanted to check in, tell you a little bit about the hike and the lake, and show you around a little bit. So.
The hike to Cobalt Lake is packed with scenery from start to finish. Even with the crowds along the South Shore Trail, there are still great opportunities to spot wildlife if you take your time and stay aware of your surroundings. If you're planning to hike to Cobalt Lake, you can find the full trail write-up, directions to the trailhead, and a detailed map over on trekkingwild.com. There's a link in the description below. That's going to do it for this episode of Trekking Wild. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And for more trail write-ups, gear reviews, and trip ideas, be sure to check out trekkingwild.com. Until next time, stay wild.